Hello YouTube, it's Runick's YGO back with another deck profile. The second part of the deck I'd like to showcase, and currently in the second stage for the Duelist Cup for 2024 of December. This is the deck I was playing, White Forest Runick. I also gotta say, I'm really proud of this deck. I really like White Forest. There's a lot of variants, and I'm just happy to prove that White Forest is up there with the White Forest variants. I feel there's still some tweaks that I should check out that I've seen people do, like Josh Schmidt recently. But the things that I've addressed, the narrative I want to state with this White Forest Runick variant is that going first, you have a lot of interruptions. You can play it through hand traps. Now, going second is the issue. Going second, when you get interrupted, it's hard to play, but that's a lot of decks. And the thing is, I feel with the ratios, the hand traps that I've created and just tested, this is probably the best or jack of all trades to be able to play going second and just going first and still popping off. I'd like to show off the deck list and just been tweaking it over the past few weeks and throughout the tournament. So this is the current deck now, and I personally love everything about it now in terms of its ratios and what I've been testing. And let's just start off with the main engine first, White Forest. First, we play a Stellar. It's still used. It's still pretty useful to me. The Graveyard effect. Mid the late game, it comes up where you need non-tuners, and I hardly summon it. There are situations where you do, but I hardly summon it. Your main starter, or you have two main starters for the White Forest engine. LZ. Again, this is how you start your plays. It gets Ash Blossomed a lot, but this is how you start off your plays, sending a Speller Trap to the grave to special summon it, and searching to get your normal summon, which is Sylvie. This card is your other starter. When this card is normal summoner special summon, you can add one White Forest Speller Trap. Typically, you're going to add your Woes or your Searcher from it, and then you will synchro. We placed two Rushias. I've tested two, and two is really all you need. I don't really need a consistency with this extender. Two was really useful, and that is the White Forest engine. For the spells and traps White Forest, we run two Woes. I felt two was good enough to for consistency of drawing it and just searching it, since you could already search it. Two is pretty healthy. I think three is a little too much clutter. Yeah, definitely two is good for me. And then I played the one Tails. I've seen other people take it out. It's still useful, and it's just something that I could keep throwing and setting and recycling. But just a searcher. Now for the second engine, the Runick engine, this is as best as we can play the Runicks due to it being limited and semi-limited, as always. Hopefully Runick Fountain goes to 2 someday. We're playing the 1 Runick Fountain, 2 Tip, 3 Flashing Fire, 1 Destruction, 2 Freezing Curses, 2 Slumber. Now again, a lot of people mess around with the ratios of Smiting Storm, Golden Droplet, and Dispelling. Do it as you please. As I can, I'd love to play more Runick just to be more consistent, but it's been working. Now for the hand traps, leaving these for last, you could build it however you please, honestly. I personally love these hand traps because I just think they're the strongest in the format. Maxi, I still play it just because it's just valuable to draw, especially when Fountain's on the board. I play 3 Ash Blossoms to counter Maxi / other things, and 2 Imperms, and 2 Called by the Graves. I just think these are the strongest hand traps currently. And then we also play the Evenlies at 2. And yeah, just build the hand traps however you guys would like, or whatever your preference. I feel like those are the cards that you could change within this deck, but the ratios for White Forest and Runick is pretty solid now at this point. Now, the addition to the deck, we do play the one reframing. I'll explain how to get to that when we get to the extra deck, but this is a counter trap Omni Negate when you control a synchro monster, which is almost always you're gonna have that on your field. For the extra deck, we play 3 Runick Hugins. We play 3 because typically we will synchro 2 of them. 1 is for protecting. We play 2 Gary, one for a lifeline to grab Fountain, because sometimes you'll be sending Fountain to the graveyard, and to grab it back and to synchro climb into your 10s with a rank level 6. We play 1 Formula Synchron. This is until Zapper Shrimp comes out. This is your IP for synchros. We play 1 Tri-Edge, 1 Silvera, 1 Rusilla, 1 Visas. So Visas is the newest tech card that I've added, and it really does come up. It definitely does. And since it's a tuner, you go into your second Hugin and just synchro for your synchro 10. But when this card is synchro summon, you could search for a spell or trap, which you get reframing, and reframing is your Omni counter trap negate, and you just synchro fodder this away. Sometimes you can't, but you'll end on this board your boss monster Diabell and a woes set with Runick cards. Typically, ideally, you'll see the replays of how it is summoned. Very likely you're always going to have Rusia and Sylvie in the graveyard or on the field, so you can just synchro them because they're both 2 tuners, and all you need is 1 tuner plus 1 light monster. So 2 tuners can definitely be synchroed with this. The 1 Diabell, your boss monster that you will be summoning and sending back to the extra deck just to summon again. You can recycle this quite often, up to like as many times as you want. I've done up to at least 3 to 4 times in a duel. Your other boss monsters, the Synchro 10s, Baron, Sword Ching-Ying, and Chaos Aid. You go up. You'll always go to these on your opponent's turn with using Diabell to interrupt your opponent. And the 1 SP Little Knight. Little Knight definitely also came in clutch, and this is probably the only link that you could really play. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and just discuss. I definitely would still like to try new cards. I've tried Skill Drain and it didn't work as well. Now with this deck, the narrative to me is that going first, you end on a lot of interruptions, up to like on average 4 to 5. When you go second, this is where the deck struggles to make a board. It could play through hand traps for sure, especially when you try to bait with Hugin and then just go off on synchros. But that's kind of why I don't play Skill Drain, only because I feel Imperm is a lot more impactful as a hand trap over Skill Drain. Skill Drain will make your turn 1s even stronger because you could play around Skill Drain. However, going second, you know, it's hard, especially like from my testing, Skill Drain on your hand, it's hard to play. And instead of like going second and you interrupt your opponent with an Imperm. But yeah, it was really fun playing this deck. I'm going to be using this for stage 2. It's going really well. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know also in the comment section if you want another updated combo video, but you'll see a lot of replays. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Runick's YGO out.
You